My name is Miss Nancy, and tonight, the confession, the story is about a dream that a gentleman is not having. His partner is rather having this dream, and he is saying it is about to shake the foundations of their marriage. I am ready, getting seated, and we will get into this conversation with my wonderful people, and then my resource persons. It's going to be an amazing night. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Yes, his confession, his story is about a dream. Not a dream that he is having, but a dream that his partner is having. I am curious. How could your confession, your story be about a dream that your partner rather is having? I'd like to know more. Hi.
Hello, Miss Nancy.
You're welcome to Confessions on TV3.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
Thank you for coming. So, I'm curious about this dream. Tell us the whole story. I'm here, I will listen.
Well, Miss Nancy, I've been married to my wife for 3 years now. And I must say our marriage was one of the one raining with roses.
Oh.
I really love my wife so much that I couldn't even hide anything from her.
Wow.
Until recently, I think for the past almost a month now, anytime she sleeps, she's been turning, moaning, you know, and then mentioning the name of this particular guy called Alice.
Hey.
You know, and this is almost the second time I'm hearing that particular name again from her mouth anytime she's sleeping. And the moaning aspect is what is making me curious, whether she's having a spiritual marriage or she's, I don't want to think about the fact that she's cheating right now, but I'm just confused and I don't know what to do, whether to confront her or I don't know what to do. And that is why I'm here.
So you have been with this woman for 3 years. Is
Yes,
she
Miss
a
Nancy.
consistent dreamer? Is she one person that is always dreaming?
Honestly, because of the nature of my work, I come home tired all the time, so I sleep deep. But the first time I heard that, anytime I sleep, I don't really sleep again. Just because I want to see if I'll see her
If she will be dreaming
about
again.
that particular guy.
And the morning, is it Ajay Bui or what kind of morning are you talking about?
She doesn't really moan like that. She always do So I know that particular sound of her, and that is
Okay.
what she's been doing. And
In the dreams.
in the dream,
So the that she does it with
yes,
same morning you get in the dreams.
yes.
As one one kasa no njeche hon kese.
no. So that is where I'm confused because anytime she does that, she takes me back to anytime I'm having an affair with her. And then she mentioning the name of a guy as well is more or less like she's having an affair.
No. Does she mention your name sometimes during affairs with her?
Yes,
She mentions your name too.
yes.
Okay.
She mentions my name, and sometimes that's where she tells me all the sweet things she have for me.
So she says pleasant things to you during those times, and she mentions your name as well.
Yes,
But
Miss
she's been mentioning another name in her dream. And well, this is his confession. This is his story. He doesn't know what to do. Is he confronting his wife over a supposed dream? Is this a case of a spiritual marriage? Is this a case of a woman that is fantasizing? And if she's fantasizing, does that mean that she has not been absolutely satisfied with him? And should he dare to think that she's actually cheating on him? It is quite an interesting one. Dreams, do we take them seriously at all? Let us go into the studio and talk about dreams and its interpretations. And my studio audience are ready, as well as my counselor. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. I had to sit down tonight because it is quite a confession. and it is live on TV3. My name is Miss Nancy, and it's all about dreams and interpretations and how we can take them seriously or not. Sometimes in our lives, we have had to cut people off, not be so close to people just because we dreamt about them and it wasn't so good. Can we take all of this into our real life? Tonight, a gentleman has his confession, and we're here to listen and help him and make sure that you learn something from that too. People, this is Confessions, and I am ready. Thank you. You are ready. Dreams. Do you dream?
Miss Nancy, I dream. My name is Mr. Magis, by the way. You're looking beautiful.
Thank
Today
you,
we coordinated well with the blue.
Yeah,
Yes.
some telepathy is working there, right?
So maybe we dreamt about it then.
I didn't dream about you, darling. I got a million things to dream about.
Yeah, I get it.
See, do you take your dreams seriously?
I do.
How seriously?
Very seriously, in fact, that I write it down.
Okay.
Dreams.
Documented,
because I do believe that we have astral projections in which my spirit, or be it as it may, your soul, can transcend into certain realms whilst you are asleep. It's when we are asleep, our minds don't necessarily sleep, they work.
Yeah.
So it can be that you are creating something that is also besides visitations from, if you believe in supernatural, that is, visitations from ancestors, astral figures, you know, you call
angels,
these demons, and the like. So I take it very seriously.
And
so
you document your dreams.
Document it. I still have dreams.
How many times do you go back to them to check if this came, into reality or not?
Oh, some do. We have something we call deja vu, something that happens more like, it has happened before.
You feel you have experienced the same thing.
I asked a wise man about it, more of a seer, a prophet about it, and he said, God gives us hints of what is to come in the future.
Okay.
So sometimes when you fall into place, you realize that this is where you're supposed to be. But in this man's case, there are two things involved, right? You know your wife for about 3 years. You know her ins and outs, the way she sleeps, the way she does things. But there's a break from the norm, where she's now dreaming and mentioning a specific guy's name. Two things involved. Either she's cheating, or there's somebody who's doing an astral projection to sleep with your wife.
Oh.
But I'm no expert, so maybe when your expert comes, we can do the two. But without the real fact, I won't say and commit her that maybe she's cheating. If our professor or whoever will come can explain, maybe.
Awesome. That's a good one. Yes, Esther? Do you dream?
I do.
And do you take your dream seriously?
Very seriously. That is why some people dream and they wake up on the spot to pray about it because probably they had a bad dream or something. So dreams are actually things we should take seriously. Everybody dreams, if not all, most people. Now, I wouldn't say she's cheating because if I should say that, that means I'm assuming. Where you assume, you tend to be suspicious. And where you get suspicious, you will do things under normal circumstance. When you're in your right state of mind, you wouldn't do. So I wouldn't encourage this man to assume anything. But deep down, he knows that he knows his wife and how she behaves. So he should put two and two together, investigate, make some loopholes, and see. You know, I wouldn't also say, oh, pick your phone up and check a thing or two, but if this Alex is really a person she's interacting with, then probably she has taken some things happening during the day into her dream. Because
Which means that she is fantasizing.
She is fantasizing. But then there's the other side of the coin where we move to spirituality and there's something called spiritual marriage. But like he said, I'm also no expert, so I can't really say much on it. But there's always two sides of a coin. It's either she is taking things happening during the day into her dream, or there's some spiritual marriage somewhere that they need to work on.
All right. So there is a gentleman up there who had something to say. Yes?
Yes, my name is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Oh, Chris, you are smiling. Oh, my God. You cannot even respond. It's all right. Shoot your shot.
Yes, a dream to me is a revelation of what has happened and what is yet to happen. Yes, and I believe that we are all humans, and if you're a human and you don't dream, it means you are not alive.
Yeah.
You are dead, because every human should be able to see something. Yes, that's to me. No, my brother is complaining. What has happened?
Okay, please speak a bit
Yes,
louder.
he's
Thank you.
complaining. What has happened? It is not normal for a lady or your wife, your wedded wife, to be dreaming and mentioning a particular name over,
Twice, for that matter, not just once.
Yes.
Alex.
On many occasions. It means that what? Something is wrong somewhere. Yes. I will not say the lady is cheating, but in everything, there's a bit truth. Yes. So it may be that she's cheating, but just that the man is not aware. Now he has woken from his dreams. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. So they all are saying that there are no experts, but they have ideas of what is happening. There's a man that I would call an expert, a man that is deep in the head, a man that is well experienced and exposed, and I believe can do justice to this confession of dreams and its interpretations and how seriously we should take them or not. Ladies and gentlemen, a gentleman I call Oguchuku, Mr. Ogu, please join us. Let us show him some love.
It's so good to see you again, Miss Nancy.
Refreshing. This man right here, very learned. He's a lawyer. He is a lecturer. He is a relationship and family life consultant. And I'm a personal fan of his because he writes deep and wisdom resides in the head of this man.
Wow.
Ogu, it's great to have you back on Confessions.
It's a privilege, always a privilege.
What are dreams? And should we take every dream we have seriously or not?
Well, should we take dreams seriously? Sometimes.
Okay.
Dreams are functions of things that happen, from so many situations.
Okay.
Yes, so first it happens while you're sleeping. That's the first thing we are told, It could be as a result of things you have encountered in the day, fantasies you carry in your heart, things that you've been dealing with that you've not been able to manage.
Okay.
But there are people that dream as a result of a gift that they carry.
Yes.
The ability to foretell more or less.
See into the future.
Absolutely, and they say they are spoken to in their dreams, and so they take it seriously and all that. But that's not the case in every situation.
Okay.
Yes, and then there are some people that have very strong imaginations. When they watch a movie, or hear stories that are just, like Hollywood kind of story, they take it into their dreams.
Okay.
They imagine themselves doing one or two things in the dreams, and they imagine themselves.
When your child tells you that she dreamt and she was PJ Maxx. Yeah. Flying all over the place.
Yes.
Our traditional hometown will think you are a
A
witch.
But there are people even in adulthood that have those experiences just because of how strong
their
imaginations
imagination
are.
works. Okay.
Yes.
So what are dreams really?
So well, people call them information.
Okay.
It's like an information that you receive while you are sleeping.
Okay.
And it depends on the perspective you're coming from. There are people that imagine, in the perspective of faith.
Yeah.
That it is God speaking to you and telling you about things that are going to happen or things that you're meant to do. Now, in everyday conversation, when you say, I have a dream, like the Martin Luther King kind of dream, like you are aspiring, about a situation of greatness, opportunities, or beautiful things, So it's basically information that you process.
I mean, I know you are not a pastor, I know you're not a prophet, but you're a spiritual man. How come we dream about negative things and they almost always come to pass, Yet the last time I saw myself living in some mansion with my mates all, uniformed, I had about 4 mates. Yes, and it was a lovely place to be and a lovely life to live. And I'm still here. Olga?
Okay, so, well, there are some people that say they dream about mansions and it happens. There's something about anxiety.
Okay.
And the way it attracts things to you. There's an energy that is created, when you're anxious.
Okay.
And so you think it, and then you begin to imagine it. Everything points you to it, and then you're saying, oh, it's about to happen, it's about to happen, it's about to happen. Even when it's unconnected, you just feel that there's something about this situation that is connected to the dream.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's all in your head. Sometimes it's all in your head.
All in your head.
It's all in your head. Because see, the human spirit has been created to either absorb or resist.
Okay.
And whatever it is you begin to absorb kind of become part of your life. And that's why we tell people to be careful about the kind of energy you create around yourself, the kind of circles that you find yourself in. Because once you're anxious and you're imagining those things, they have an interesting way of just,
Thank you, sir. Now to go into the gentleman's confession. Been with a woman 3 years, awesome marriage, and then she starts dreaming. And she just doesn't dream. She tosses, turns, moans, and finally mentions the name of another man, Alex. From what he says, when she's super excited with him, she mentions his name too. So this is not out of character for her when she's excited.
Yep.
She mentioned the name Alex once and again. Olga, this one.
Well, some people might say it's a clinical situation, but there's a parasomnia variety that is called sexsomnia.
Sexsomnia?
Yes, ma'am. It's a situation where you have sex in your sleep.
Oh.
Yes. And, those are some of the features and kind of things that happen, but it's like sleepwalking as well.
Okay.
And so when people are so quick to say that this is spiritual, there are people that talk in their sleep. And some of the times you're sitting down, it could be your brother, your cousin, and you're just sitting down. It's entertainment value. You're just laughing and say, look at this guy, he's sleeping and he's talking, And you see some other people, you see them holding their hands like they're driving a car, a Ferrari and things like that.
And others laugh.
Others laugh.
And others cry.
And others cry. So some of the times it's a function of, I'm not a clinical psychologist, but it's a function of sleep deprivation.
Okay.
Fantasies that you've had, anxieties that you're dealing with. It's funny because it's possible that every single person here has talked or done something in their sleep at one time or another. You might not know because you're sleeping in the house alone.
Witness.
There's no way.
So yes, I get that. Fantasy, if we're going to look at the situation from the fantasy point of view, do people that are absolutely satisfied fantasize about other things, or people only fantasize when there is a lack in their lives?
It's unlikely that you will fantasize when you're satisfied or fulfilled. It's very unlikely that you will. The sad thing is that some of the times, because we're unable to communicate, sometimes you don't want to hurt the other person, so you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's so important to do so because the person might actually be capable of giving you what you want, but because you've not expressed it,
it doesn't know what you need.
Doesn't fit in. Absolutely. Absolutely. So
in this case, the wife may be deprived of some activities in the bedroom that she's been craving for, and is taking the fantasy into her dreams.
Yes, it is possible.
Yes, you wanted to come in?
Ms. Nancy, one thing that bothers me is that our body functions on memory, on remembrance. To moan in a dream, actually moan and feel the feelings, because your body is also stimulated in that sense, can be out of memory, as in intercourse. I know of schizophrenia and the like, and sexomia, as Counselor said, but sometimes, since 3 years, for it to happen all of a sudden, something has happened.
So we're looking at it from one stage to the other.
Yeah.
So for you, so long as she moaned, it means she was experiencing something she's experienced before.
Well, it's possible as well, okay? But what she's experiencing is part of the many things that could happen to you in your dream, you know, and connect to sexomnia. Sometimes people masturbate in their dreams.
Yeah.
You know, in their sleep, as it were.
Okay.
You know, yes, and they do all kinds of things and
Okay.
feel in all kinds of ways and things like that. Yes, so it happens to people. But first, we need to be careful about calling it a spiritual thing, you know, a spiritual husband and things like that. Where I would start from would be to connect with a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
And see what they say. Okay, and then check the person's history to find out if there are issues, like you were saying, you know, fantasies, deprivations, and things like that. When you're done dealing with it, then you can move to the next level if the solutions are not found.
So if it is not a fantasy, and from what he says, it's coming from a place of memory, what do you do with your wife who cannot let go of memories of her past relationship? Or your husband? This could happen to a man also.
Absolutely.
I mean, the men are always mentioning Joyce, Irene, I mean, Nancy, and all that, all over the place. Now, if your partner is mentioning Miss Nancy in his dreams consistently, it may be out of fantasy, but the other could be out of memory.
Yes.
How do we let go of our past sexual experiences and move on and embrace our new partner and all they come with?
Processing. But you see, there are two words that I like to mention here: willingness and readiness. If you're not willing and ready to move on, you never will be able to move on. You know, there are certain times you just realize that there are doors you need to shut.
Yes.
If you don't shut those doors, they are present with you. And there is nothing your spouse can do to help you. It has to be with you. You know, it's about change.
Yeah.
It's about being fulfilled with what you have. Okay, you know how we say, nowhere cool.
Nowhere
you know, you can't have
but
everything.
if you are fulfilled, you are fulfilled. If you are not, you are not. Oh.
That is the reality. But you're in now. Okay, you are in the relationship. You value the relationship. It is important to you. If you want to move on, also move on. Okay. You know, but if you choose to be there, then there are certain choices that you need to make. And while you're making those choices, you see, the danger is when you begin to communicate that to your spouse, you might begin to want to create or recreate your spouse to become whatever it is that you're getting from your memory. And the person might never be able to give it to you. So contentment is also an attribute, an important attribute of fulfillment. Yeah. You need to get to a point where you say, I am happy with what I have, I'm going to live with it, and I'm going to make the best out of it.
That's a good one. Be happy with what you have and make do with it. Sometimes you just have to decide to be satisfied anyway. This is Confessions on TV3. I will be right back. Thank you. Now we know that it could be coming from a place of remembrance or a place of fantasy.
So I want to find out from the man that in this 3 years of marriage, do they have a child? Secondly, does he know of any Alex or someone the wife is close
by
to?
that name,
yes,
around them.
Around the wife. And then the third one is, has her attitude towards him changed, be it in bed, be it their communication? Like, has there been any change in attitude?
Mr. Man, you heard her. Is there any Alex in your life? Friend of hers, ex-friend of hers, schoolmate, church member, friend?
Honestly, there's this Alex who is a Tyler. He came to fix our kitchen.
He's a what?
He's a Tyler. He fixed tiles.
Tiles?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I had a...
Is it the one that fixed the ones in your home?
Yes, please.
Hey! Oga, do I have a reason to be worried? Okay, Oga is processing whether I should be worried or not. Esther's second question was? Yes. Do you have a child with your woman?
No, we don't have a child yet.
You don't have one yet.
All right.
And the third? Okay, so are you getting loved Are you being loved on by your woman? Is the affection intact? Or you feel that there is a distance, physical distance between you? And is the sex life the same?
At first, I've never yelled at her.
Yeah.
But it seems like ever since I noticed that every little thing I get angry.
So you are reacting to, but what is her attitude towards you? Is she receptive? Is she warm? Is she welcoming in the bedroom as well?
Oh, she's still welcoming, and she's just confused about my recent reaction.
Your attitude. Yes. Hi, Oga. You know the number of people that cut friends off, family members off. Somebody is so convinced that the mother is a witch because of a dream they had and has cut. Take our dreams that seriously?
That is why I started by saying that we need to be very careful, you know, about how we manage dreams, you know, and it's easy to say that maybe she's cheating and she's just playing out whatever it is she's experienced from wherever it is she went to. Yeah. It could also be a lie. Okay. You know, that's why it's important to start from other possibilities until you have a good reason.
Reason to think she's cheating.
Absolutely.
But Alex is a tiler that has been tiling their own home, has had physical contact with madam.
Yes.
You know how these tilers work? Instead of wearing the working gears or whatever it is called, they come in bare-chested, and these guys are hard workers and their bodies are well defined. Alex.
It just could be a coincidence, you know. You know how it is. Love trusts for the best, you know. So if he doesn't have a good reason, now interestingly, she is not changing. He's the one that is changing.
Yeah, because he experienced a dream. She probably is still dreaming.
He's still dreaming. And so I think the best thing to do would be supportive. You know, try to find out how to support her and get her out of the situation. One of the things he needs to pay attention. Find out the circumstances that bring this experience out, because they've been together for 3 years. It started a month ago. What have been the experiences she's having within that period? Could it be stress? Could it be some kind of difficulty? Could it be something that she's fantasizing about that she hasn't been able to get? When you start from there, she feels your support. She feels your presence. Maybe she'll open up to you and share some things with you. But if you get confrontational and start being suspicious, I don't know if you'll be right at the end of the day.
I think that men out there need to be open-minded about having sex. Some act disinterested, some act and look at you as if you are such a bad girl, meanwhile you are his wife. Yeah. If you do not allow your women to express whatever it is they are feeling and need in the bedroom, they will be fantasizing about other people, bringing their memories into their bedrooms, and you wouldn't know what to do. Let us go out there into the streets and ask, would you let go of your woman because of a dream? You saw your friend poisoning your food in your dream. Does it mean this person ceases to be your friend? Do we take, dreams any seriously? Let's go out onto the streets and hear from others.
Well, that one would definitely be of concern. I would have to ask her, who is Alex, when she wakes up? Because for her to mention it 3 times in a row, that's serious.
This is a very challenging something since it's a dream, actually. But if I were to be the man, I would confront my wife, ask her about it, to get to know who that guy she's been mentioning the name is. And we take it from there. There could be a help. Probably they have a history together, and we could help her out. Yeah, that's it.
We are grateful to the streets and also to the experts for their opinion. Back into the studio.
I have a question for the gentleman. How I heard him say he's a busy man.
Yes.
Well, how often does he get time for his wife?
When you say get time for his wife, are you talking about sexual intimacy?
Yeah, some.
That and more. Mr. Man.
Yes, Miss Nancy.
Do you make time for her?
Yes, I do. Because
you spend time at home?
Yes.
And the time you spend at home, what do you use it for? Is it quality time, or I'm home but I'm not present?
When when I'm actually in the office, I make sure I finish everything in the office. I don't bring anything of work home. So when I'm with her, it's just her and only her.
Okay.
Yes.
So from his point of view, he's doing a great job. I mean, let's appreciate him. We thank God for men like that will leave the work in the office and everything back in the office and come home and be present. We love men like that. My lady.
Yeah, my name is Jessica, and I have a question for the gentleman.
Okay.
My question is, over the years, has there been a complaint from his woman that maybe she's not satisfied with their sex life? And if there has been, what did he do about it?
Awesome. That's a good one. Good one. Yes, we are listening to your answer.
Okay. She had not really or never, complained about that. Yes. Just that she rather complained that she's having pains in her abdomen. So I gave her some sort of break,
Okay.
Yes, that's what I did. But she has never complained about,
Okay. Now there is Alex, who is the Tyler, and then this woman is complaining of abdominal pains, which a caring husband decided to give her a break so that her abdomen can rest. Are we safe?
It's easy to imagine a lot of things under the circumstance. And I don't want to say we're wrong, but I still think that the best place to start from will be from that support. Find out what she's dealing with, what she's going through. Some of the times you start a relationship with someone whose history you do not know.
No.
You don't know what they deal with in their family. You don't know what she's dealing with as a person or he's dealing with as a person. And you just encounter it suddenly.
Yeah.
And then if care is not taken, you begin to imagine that it could be as a result of something that is coming from somewhere. It might not be.
Okay.
So it's important to start from there.
You're being very gracious about this. You are such a kind gentleman. Yes, Alafia.
From the way the gentleman speaks, I don't think he's doing his job well as a husband. Because you keep saying, I come from work, I leave everything, I come home. When you come to the house, what exactly do you do? How do you communicate with the lady? Do you play along? Do you have fun in the house? Even at the dining table, what are the things you do?
Yes, you are a man. Encourage the men. What are some of the things they can do with us to make us happy? Because we thought you people are just serious-minded people. You don't play. Do you play?
Miss Nancy, I play a lot.
Well, what do you do? Teach them.
I love having, the nice tests. When you get home, the normal perks. There are so many Ghanaian big men that they get home and they want you to take their bag in. They don't want to hug you. They don't want to give you a peg. They don't want to, give you a peg behind your hand. They don't want to have.
I prefer one on my forehead.
You understand? There's sometimes you need to hug the lady and rub your hands behind the shoulder and the butt. You'll be chatting whilst you go, and then my braille bet. I mean, who no ateko at the end the warhol. Is it my favorite? Is it the Ghana jollof? Is it MPC? Is it the body? Whilst you are walking in, you should be talking. When sometimes you say, "Oh, I want to go and take off my shirt," and then the lady will say, "No, who did na me yima." You see, there are so many things. Now, when you get to the bedroom, I don't think the man is romantic enough because the way he keeps saying. The way he speaks, if you analyze speech,
his voice,
you get to know the kind of man he is.
You don't feel any romance in his voice, right?
Excuse me to say, when he's coming to the wife, he comes in like a thief. Your wife is saying, I have an abdominal
pains.
And you are not trying to find out. Is it when you are in your ladies that you have that pain? Some men don't even know. They don't check. Some ladies, a week before their time, you cannot touch them.
Yeah.
Some a week after the time, you cannot touch them. So you need to know all this. And then you find a way to inculcate, to make the relationship work. Aside of that, there's one thing I want to say. Dreams. From what I know, I've worked with spiritualists, I've worked with pastors and other things. from what I know from the Bible, there's no dream that is a bad dream. We have been taught, or we have been indoctrinated in a way that, we are diabonic. We have individual spirits.
Yeah.
We are individual beings. So the dream that I dream, I see people writing books, and they say dreaming books. When you put, like my gentleman, he has put in his own records that he can follow. That is fine.
Yeah.
But when I dream, and I'm falling into the Odo River, and Pastor Ogu or Lawyer Ogu dreams and he's falling into the same Odo River, it shouldn't be the same because we are two different characters. So my ancestral direction is different. Pastor's own is different. So every dream that you dream, what I've learned from the Bible, just say Onyankopon medawase, that you have revealed something to me, and what he has revealed to you, you pray that it becomes a positive thing or a successful thing in your life. And I believe, sir, this thing can work. The lady is not cheating. Maybe she has had 1 or 2 problems with other people. What if the boss is a less and the boss is treating her so bad? It can also get into her dream. So don't let us just look at
your boss is mistreating you, and you have turned it into the opposite direction of him lavishing on you, and you are moaning on top.
The man, I keep saying the man.
Yeah.
Mommy, let's look at the man. The way he thinks so negative.
Well,
he thinks so negative. Don't let always blame the ladies because they are dreaming and they are mentioning names. To me, it is not right.
Hey, Alafia, your wife is by you, and you hear her saying, "Kwekwichai, kwekwemede, kwekwu,
Mommy.
Hey,
Miss Nancy.
Alafia.
Miss Nancy, have you ever seen a husband or a wife dreaming that way, and the man or the female goes like, there are funny ways of asking questions or getting information from people. Whilst eating, nowadays you snore, pal. Before she doesn't snore, she doesn't give you that kind of dream. So nowadays you do this, and she goes like, "Oh, is that true?" I was like, "Yes." Even the last time you were snoring, but the other time you were mentioning Kweku's name. Then she will go like, if you are smart, you have to be looking at the eye, the nose, the lips, the way she will talk.
Body language.
You will get to know if there's something fishy. But we
not.
shouldn't always conclude that
There's something fishy.
there's something fishy. No.
Now we are coming to the resolution stage. How do we help this gentleman? So, Oga, he's going into the house. He's been on confessions. How does he approach all of this?
Okay. So the first thing is, like I said, you said I've been very magnanimous, but
oh yes,
I think that, just like Alafia was saying, be nice, approach it, find a way to talk about it without having to accuse the woman.
Yeah.
It's also possible that both of them have introduced pornography into their marriage. And when that happens, the strength of my imagination and yours are not the same.
Another same.
And these things will play out.
Yeah.
And, the strongest thing there is the imagination, and any other thing can happen. So she could even be sleeping and touch you. The moment she touches you, she gets aroused, but she's in her dream going through all kinds of things.
Right.
So you need to be able to create the right atmosphere.
So, Oga, I need us to help him with the wedding.
Yes.
We are sitting, husband, wife. How do I say it? Ajua, last night you were dreaming and you were tossing and you were turning, and then you started moaning and you mentioned a name and it wasn't mine. How should he go about it?
That will be a bit confrontational.
I thought I was being kind of. Hey.
I think the place to start would be to ask her if she has experiences or she's been told before that she talks in her sleep.
Her dreams.
And that maybe when you're dreaming, you play out certain things. You know, have you heard anybody say that to you? She might say, oh yes, when I was in school, my classmates, they, you know, my roommates would say that a lot. But I never, sometimes I don't even, you know, connect to what they said I was talking about. I don't remember having such a dream, you know, and some of the times their responses will give you a follow-up and a follow-up. But you must come to that conclusion. Last night, 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, this is what happened. You know, and I want us to deal with it. So
August says you start by asking her if she's had previous experiences of talking in her sleep, and end with exactly what caused you to commence the conversation. Have you been helped, my dear?
Yes, Miss Nancy. I'll give it a try and see how it goes.
So you know that right now we cannot conclude that your woman is cheating. So whatever anger you are feeling, you have to let it go, first of all.
Absolutely.
Number 2, we know that it could be coming from a place of fantasy, which means that she's exposed to information about certain sexual activity experience and playing it out in her dreams. Or number 3, it could be from yesterday, an ex, somebody that she knew that was awesome for her, and you need to live up to that level of awesomeness or delete that memory. Are we good?
Yes, Miss Nancy.
Thank you. So this is what we do on Confessions. You come in with your story. We try to help you. We cause our viewers to learn from it. And this is going to be one of the most educative episodes on Confessions. And I hope that truly, truly, truly you've enjoyed yourself. Thank you for watching TV3. My name is Miss Nancy.